a good idea. I'm gonna take notes myself on that. 30 minutes, all right, if it's not clean.
Girl, 30 minutes, you spend forever. I'm like, whatever. I try to do one load a day, 30 minutes. Whatever you can do in 30. My kids don't make the bed. That doesn't make them bad children. It's just that that's not important right now. You know what I mean? And you do what's important. You pick one day, maybe Saturday or Sunday, and whatever you can do in that Saturday and Sunday. But don't get caught up in my house isn't clean or everything's not hung right or it's not neat. Life's too short.
You're absolutely right about that. And one thing about wearing so many hats, sometimes you're defined by your association. You know, like, oh, you're a mother. Oh, you're a wife. And so in your own words, define yourself. Like, how would you define yourself?
Whew. I define myself as strong in one word. I tell people all the time, if I was weak, I would have been jumped. I would have been left this life. Being a mother is a tough job. It's the hardest job in the world. It's bigger than being the president. I can't think of a job that's more tough than being a parent. Definitely, I'm blessed I'm not a single parent, but, you know, if you're a single parent, you win. I mean, hands down. Man or woman, if you are a single parent, you win because ultimately, at the end of the day, you are in control or have the guidance of another life, of another being, how they turn out, you know, who are they going to be to society, and that's a major role. That's like really big, and it's really hard, and it's very frustrating because my children have veered. You know, you only see what you see on social network, but trust me, my kids are crazy. All of them, they are hands down some certified clowns. You have no idea what I go through in my household. So it's a task. It's a learning process. I think I have been through it all, you know, with being a parent, you know, just staying strong. You know, some days they're gay, they're not gay, they don't like black, they like white, they don't eat meat, they eat meat. You're just so confused as a parent, and, you know, you want them to be what you want them to be. And so, you know, it's just a learning process. And so I always tell people, you know, if you're a mom, or dad, I gotta give dads, shout out to the dads out there, some single dads, toughest job in the world. Definitely I'm defining myself as strong because I want to jump sometimes. I swear I want to jump. I want to jump. I want to jump some days. I want to jump.
Well, one of the questions that we really, we're very excited to ask you about is, we think the age of 13 is kind of like a pivotal point in a lot of kids' life. You kind of, you know, you still have your parents on you, but you also have like peer pressure and things like that. So I want you to go back to 13-year-old Chanita, and if you could tell yourself, knowing what you know now, could tell yourself, your 13-year-old self, something, you know, any type of advice, what would you tell her?
I would have stayed exactly where I was. When I say I have to give my parents all. I was an amazing, 13-year-old. We were raised in a different time of respect. I was fearful of my parents, but I never received a whooping. I think I've probably been hit one time in my life. People say that's why I am the way I am, because I never had a spanking. But it was a different time. If I went back to my 13-year-old self, I would really stay the same. I honestly believe that sports saves children's lives. People don't believe me when I say that, but I believe that statistics has shown that if a child is in sport, they're less likely to use drugs, they're less likely to get pregnant, because those sports activities take up so much of your time, especially at a young age. Like, I had no idea what it was going to look like to have children and have sports. Oh my gosh, my children's lives are my lives now, practice. And, you know, being there, I'm like, why y'all practice so much? But then, in a harsh reality, it saves them. It puts them in a position to not be able to utilize the internet. Or back when I was a child, when you had two parents working or people running off, for you not to get in the type of trouble that some of my friends got into. So I was a real life 13-year-old. I was still playing with dolls at 13. I mean, most girls are over dolls, but I was still playing with Cabbage Patch Kids at 13. I still had the board game Mall Madness. I wanted everybody to come to my house and play Mall Madness. I was still a kid, so I would tell my 13-year-old self to stay a child. Like, I know you want to transition to cross over, right, but don't cross over. Stay a child for as long as you can.
Yeah, enjoy that. No bills.
No bit. Oh my gosh, I want to go back to high school. I missed something along the way. I swear I missed something along the way. And then in college, I was an athlete, so I missed that too. Like people are like, "Oh, you remember the parties?" I was like, "I wasn't partying." You don't remember the step shows? I'm like, "Step show? I had practice and books. There was no." Yeah, I missed it. I need to go back. I missed it. When you watch movies like Drumline and stuff, I missed it. I don't know where I was, but I missed it. I need to go back. I need to go back to college. I need to go back to high school.
Well, I mean, that is important. I think just keeping, children, like, because a lot of times they want to grow up and they want to, my son is 6 and he says all the time, I can't wait to, I'm like, listen, little boy, one day you'll understand, like, no, you want to stay a child and enjoy the comforts of.
I have more rules than the Lord allows. My girls can't wear two-piece swimming suits. They think that's cute. I'm not with the whole makeup thing. I'm still following some of my dad's rules. Like, where are you going with that fingernail polish on? Like, you have to stay a child. And I get ridiculed by family members and friends, and I don't care. I'm like, I need my child to learn a whole lot of things before they can sing me the latest song. Like, people are mesmerized. My kids don't know the nene. Are you kidding me? Nene, you know how many other things you need to know? How many continents? All right, what's that? What are some of the planets going on? You have to name me a whole lot of other stuff before we can get to the nene. Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know. From that aspect, I hope it doesn't backfire, but for right now, it's really, been working or whatever. And, that was another big thing when I was taking them out of school, I want my kids to identify with who they are and love who they are. Like my kids, they used to not want their hair combed. So you don't want your hair combed, you go to school without your hair combed. But the day my child came home and said, "Mommy," I said, "Yes." She said, "We need to go buy some perm." I said, "Who got a perm around here? What we need some perm for?" She said, "Well, they told me my hair was nappy at school and I need a perm. What's a perm?" Right then I knew. You didn't accept who my child was. My child was comfortable with everything in her, believing that she could brush her hair up in the ponytail. And it worked for her. She would put a nice little bow in the front or throw a headband on, and she was good, and she believed that she was good. So I still need them to believe how they want to look, how they feel, who they are is okay.
And that's important. That's definitely important. So I really appreciate you speaking with us. So what do you have coming up? What's next?
What do I have coming up? I'm excited. I am starting a new program. It's called Giving University. And so within the Giving University, we're going to do a lot of seminars, a lot of classes about walking in your purpose and giving back to others. I really believe that if you can implement that into your life, you will live a longer, fuller, healthier life giving to other people in whatever capacity. You don't have to get on a plane and fly to Africa, but there's so many different, unique, small ways that you can give back to this world, that you can give back to other people. And I think people get discouraged because they feel like they're only in a certain financial bracket, or I'm struggling to feed myself and my children. How can I give back to other people? But I want to teach other people that in the smallest way you can change a life, save a life, and that's what I want to help people do.
And just off of that, I have one last question. How do you find your purpose? For some of those that might be watching, they're not really sure, like, oh my God, what should I do? Because I know a lot of people, I speak to people all the time, and they really have no clue what it is.
Buy the book. No, I'm joking. There's no book. I'm making it up. I don't have nothing to say. I'm selling it. Buy the book. Finding your purpose. Finding your purpose is through prayer. I hope I'm not offending anybody, but prayer or whoever you want to pray to, I'm very open about that. I just believe, whatever you need to do spiritually, I think it's listening to that, and I think it's listening to your happiness. Sometimes you find your purpose and you don't know you find your purpose. If you go into the kitchen and you love to cook and you're the person, you want to change the recipe and you want to add some seasonings, you might be a chef. Or you might need to teach other people how to cook. Or if you're the person, you're like, I don't have a talent, I don't do anything, but I come in your house and it is all the way organized and everything is neat in a box and everything is in a place. Maybe your purpose is organization and helping other people organize. I think a lot of times we know, but we run from what we know because we're trying to put a price tag on it. How much can I make? Is this going to change my life? Am I going to become rich? Philanthropy doesn't make you rich. For some of these non-for-profits that's really not giving back money to where it's supposed to go, they're rich. But when you're really walking in philanthropy, philanthropy won't make me a millionaire. I can't see that. Maybe a book will, a T-shirt, a seminar, but actual philanthropy won't. So don't put a price tag on what you think your purpose is. Your purpose is the voice that you hear, the thing that you love, the thing that you think about, the most. Even some people are like, well, all I like to do is travel. Well, have you ever thought about doing a travel blog? Have you ever thought about talking about it, finding places for people to travel? What is there to do when you travel? They're like, I haven't thought about it. Maybe that's your purpose. It's a purpose. There's a purpose within everything. You just have to tap into it.
You're absolutely right. I thank you so much for, like I said, taking your time out and speaking with us. You gave us some great tips. Some of those I might go back and check out myself, but I think you definitely hit a lot of stuff on the head, and
Okay.
we definitely appreciate you speaking.
I have to shout out my kids because everything is set. So I have to shout out all my kids. No, I'm joking. Shout out to, and I have to do them in order because they get all upset now. So Amber, Maj, aka Jax, Kai, Jordan, Jada, Jersey.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.